Hey everyone, we're back for another daily check-in. Grab a cup of coffee or some tea or some water. Join me for a little study break. I'm gonna paint my nails, and isn't that a pretty color? Pretty pink, matches the wildflowers that I still have here, bringing me joy. If you're new to the channel, I'm Holly, and we are, did I already say this yet? We're wrapping up week 2 of the Join the Journey challenge. It's Friday. Woohoo! Happy Friday. Glad we made it through another week. I hope it's been a good week for you. It has for me. It's been kind of a weird week in a few ways, but we made it. And actually, I have a confession. Kind of just want to let down the guard here for a second. Not that I had a very big guard up, but so here's what's going on in my mind right now. I am realizing, and I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the camera this whole time because, like I said, I'm going to paint my nails as I do this. Maybe you want to paint your nails along with me, unless you're a guy. Or maybe you do want to paint your nails, even if you're a guy. Why not, man? Color. It's fun. Wow, got off track already. So what I was going to say is something I have realized through this journey of video recording, these check-ins, is that being myself on the camera when I'm recording myself by myself, it's a lot of myselfs. Anyway, being my true self on camera is not as easy as I thought it would be, and not as easy as it may look. So I have spent some time this week practicing. I've recorded myself sometimes without posting the videos. And the ones I do post, I try to choose the ones that I feel I am most accurately representing my true self. And then the ones I don't post, it's usually because I feel like I was forcing it or being fake in some way. So it's just really fascinating. So I'm thinking of this as it's a skill, right? It's like a new skill that I'm learning. The skill of recording myself and being myself on camera, being comfortable on camera. I'm treating it just like any other new skill that is maybe a little bit uncomfortable at first, but it's something that I believe I can learn and I can get better at through practice. It's funny because it's not something that I was really intending to practice through this project. Like I said, I just thought it would be easier. I had gotten to a level of comfort recording the podcasts, but those are just audio, not video. So I expected it to translate a little bit more easily. And funny enough, the first few videos, I actually did feel pretty comfortable, and I felt like they flowed pretty easily. Not to say that they were perfect by any means, but perfection is not what I'm aiming for here, right? But I just felt like I was able to record them more easily, more naturally, without, overthinking any of it. But then a funny thing happened, like as I got into my later videos, my later episodes, like my 4th or 5th check-in maybe, I started just getting in my head about it. And this is so meta that I'm like recording myself talking about recording myself. And I kind of hate that I just said this is so meta, because it's one of those phrases that's sort of overused, but it's meta. And so anyway, I started getting in my head about it, and I guess feeling like pressure to make these videos a certain way, to be sort of in presentational mode, to make them polished and planned out and enthusiastic, since it is about finding joy in the journey. So I guess because I had started building up this pressure on myself, or like creating this image of how I think it should be or could be, or comparing myself to like other YouTube videos that I watch, it definitely made it harder to just come on the camera and just be real and be myself, because I guess I started feeling like that wouldn't be good enough. But if I'm really honest, what I'm going for here is being real, being myself. That's what I care about. And this is something fun for me. This is not a job. I'm not like reporting to anyone. I'm not having any, formal evaluations or anything. So why do I need to be so serious about it? I don't. And there's something else I was thinking about this. Oh yeah. So since it's like a skill, I was also comparing this to when I first started teaching. And I've talked about this on the podcast quite a bit. And if you haven't listened to my podcast yet, check it out. It's called Life Between Classes, just like the name of the YouTube channel. I have a couple of podcast episodes posted in a playlist on this channel. I'm working on figuring out how to bring in all of the episodes to be able to have them available on YouTube. Haven't quite gotten there yet. Technical difficulty, so if anyone can help me with that, then let me know. Anyway, sidetracking again. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so when I first started teaching, it was sort of the same deal. I sort of created this persona of what I thought a professor should be like, just like I've realized I'm doing here, is having this persona of what I think a YouTube video series like this should look like. But anytime it becomes something we think it should be, it sort of just takes away from the authenticity of it, right? And it also detracts from the fun of it for me. Now, I don't know what viewers will think about this. This one is completely unplanned, unpolished. Like I said, I just needed to put the camera on, talk to you from my real self with my real voice. And right now I'm not super enthusiastic. I'm feeling a little bit frustrated because I just tried recording a check-in a little earlier, and I noticed like every time I was just putting on this persona, and it wasn't fully me. I mean, it is me, but it's not. So anyway, that's kind of just a weird thing to even wrap my brain around, like, what is me? What is not me? Do you ever feel like this? It just made me think of a comedian. Oh, who's the girl who plays in Parks and Rec? She plays Mona Lisa Saperstein. Totally blanking on her real name. Anyway, I watched one of her stand-ups, and she was telling a story about how someone told her once, just be yourself. And her reaction to that was, whoa, what self? I have like 500 different selves. Which one do you want me to be? So I'm not sure if I relate to that extent, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird that like we create these personas and we can present ourselves in certain ways under certain circumstances that may not be true to who we really are. So I feel like right now I am just, I got to the point I was just frustrated. Like I said, I tried to record this a few times out in the kitchen, and I had like a different plan of like things I wanted to say, and then I just had to scrap that. I had to switch it up, come in here, and I'm painting my nails to distract myself. So it really helps me feel like I'm just hanging out with you, like we're just chatting on FaceTime or something. And I'm loving this color, it's so pretty. So anyway, this is the story. I need it to be, I need it to be more like this. I need to be my authentic self, even if it means people don't take me seriously. Not that I want them to take me seriously, like that's not what this is about either. Even if people hate it, maybe no one wants to watch this when I'm just being myself. But it's too draining to try to be someone else. It's too draining for me to let myself get caught up in presenting this persona of what I think I should be doing on these videos. The whole idea was just to come onto the screen every day to do a daily check-in as I am, in whatever mood I'm in, whatever state I'm in, and sometimes this is what it's gonna look like. Sometimes maybe I will be more excited and enthusiastic, and it's not that I'm not excited. I'm not like in a bad mood or anything. Like I'm in a pretty good mood. I was just a little frustrated because I felt like I couldn't break through that like semi-false persona. So here I am. I think I have, and just finished painting my nails, yay. Oh, that makes me so happy. It's the little things, you guys, it's the little things. And a few other things I guess I could tell you are, I had a funny thing yesterday that happened. Actually, two funny things. I felt like a joke was played on me twice in a day. Oh, I just messed that one up a little bit. It's okay. So the first thing was I had a dentist appointment, and it's like, it was my like new patient appointment at this new practice, because the office I was going to closed. And so anyway, I was just expecting it to be like any other dentist appointment, like you go and get your teeth cleaned and then you get visited briefly by the dentist themselves. I almost said himself, but dentists can be women too, although I don't think I've ever had a female dentist. It's always been a man. So explain that one. Anyway, so I went into it just expecting it to be like any other dentist appointment. And I got there and like they did my x-rays, and then I was just like waiting in the room, and then the dentist came in, who was a man. And so he told me, I can't easily recap the conversation, but I quickly realized that I wasn't scheduled for like a regular teeth cleaning. It was just a visit with him for him to like check my mouth in general. Sounds ridiculous. Because apparently at that practice, that's how they do all the new patient first appointments, is you just have an appointment with the dentist himself or herself. In my case, it was himself. So I was like, darn, I was really hoping to get my teeth cleaned, like I'm due for a cleaning. And so he said, well, maybe my hygienist can fit you in later in the day. So I was like, I wouldn't really love coming back. Oh, I didn't say this. I was thinking in my mind, like I'm don't really want to come back here later in the day, but if it means that I get this, checked off, crossed off my list in one day instead of having to, schedule another time and come back on another day, then I'm all for it. So I did. I went back a couple hours later and got my teeth cleaned. Anyway, I feel like that was just a little joke, like, oh, you thought you were coming for a teeth cleaning? Nope. You've got to come back. So there's that. And then since I was feeling motivated by my dentist appointment, because again, I had been weighing on me, I wanted to check that off my list. And another thing that had been on my mind for a while is I wanted to get my hair cut. And I haven't gotten my hair cut since early March, before COVID. And so I called, and the girl who cuts my hair was available for an appointment yesterday afternoon. So yay, I went in, and I was like also feeling like, I really am excited because I love when they wash my hair. Like, I feel like it gets my hair like super clean. That sounds weird to say, but like they really wash it well, like better than probably I do when I'm just doing my regular shower routine. So, and plus it's like a nice feeling, you know, when someone else is like massaging your head, washing your hair for you. So I was really looking forward to that and like the relaxation that involves. And so I get there and she has me sit down in the chair and she puts the thing on me, like the cape, and then she starts like brushing out my hair, and then she starts sectioning off and putting it into clips, and she grabs the straightening iron. And I didn't even think anything of it at first. I was just like chatting and like going along with it, and like, oh, I guess she's looking at, you know, how long my hair is, and gonna ask me like how much I want cut off. And then she starts straightening it with the iron, and it took me a second before I realized, like, wait, something's off here. Like, don't they normally wash my hair first and then cut it and then blow dry it and then maybe straighten it? So I was kind of embarrassed, and I didn't ask right at first, but then my mind started working on this. I mean, this all happened like within maybe 30 seconds, and I quickly realized that because of COVID, and you probably already know this, you're probably like, duh, but because of COVID, a lot of salons are taking like extra precautions, and they're not washing people's hair unless they get it colored. So that's what was happening. And I saw the sign right when my brain was like figuring this out. I saw the sign on the wall that said, you know, these are the precautions that we're taking, and that was one of them. So womp womp, like, big bummer. I was so looking forward to that. And again, I felt like the universe was like, joke's on you. Just kidding. But anyway, it was fine. I still got my hair cut, and I put it up this morning because I still haven't washed it. It was like really straight and nice this morning, and then yeah, it's kind of oily now. I need to wash it later today. So that's the story. And here I am. I am going to record a podcast episode in a little bit. We're talking about the 4 agreements. I'm going to talk about chapter 2, which is agreement number 1, the first agreement. So if you haven't joined me for the podcast, then check that out. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and I'll also put it here on YouTube. So if you want to watch the video of it, I'll probably record myself as well as audio. And what else? I might take myself out on a little artist date today. Oh my gosh, this video is almost 20 minutes. Oh, I wasn't meaning for it to be so long. But anyway, it's my channel, my check-ins. I get to do what I want. And you know what? You probably stopped watching it like 15 minutes ago. Just kidding. Clearly you're still watching it if you heard me say that. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I might take myself on my artist date this afternoon, which I'm not going to tell you what my plan is for that. So you'll have to come back next week for the next check-in, and I will report back on what I've done for my artist date, which, if you don't know, is part of the recovery process. I'm doing, you know, the book, what's it called? I can't think of the name of it. The Spiritual Path to Creative Recovery by Julia Cameron. And one of the things she recommends is taking yourself out on a weekly artist date where you do something out of the ordinary for you, just out of your typical schedule, typical routine, just to like shake things up and get the creative juices flowing, and maybe give you something inspiring that you want to make art about. So anyway, that's my plan for today. This weekend I'm going to disconnect, relax, recharge, watch the Legion game on Saturday. I'm not sure if I'm going to go in person or if we'll watch it from home. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, yay for getting through week 2. I don't know what that was. I was like being careful with my fingers because they're still drying, but I wanted to do a little happy dance for you. go us, and just know that I'm cheering you on. And remember, keep taking those baby steps, practicing. We're practicing our skills. I've been practicing my drawing. You practice whatever it is that forms the foundation for whatever you're working on. And give me some comments if you have any feedback for me, if you like this more raw, authentic style approach that I've done in this video, or if you like the more polished ones. But you know what? That's unsustainable. So you're probably gonna get whatever I have in that particular moment from now on, because I can't force what isn't real. And that's not what this is about. So, okay, wrapping it up, signing off, wishing you a lovely weekend or week or rest of your day, whenever you're watching this. If you haven't already done this, subscribe to the channel. Just because that tells me that what I'm doing here is of some value to someone. And if not like real value, at least entertainment value. That's something, right? So subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video with a friend if you want to bring them along for the ride and to see my ridiculous things that I put out there. You never know what's going to come up. And we didn't even get a visit from Zizu today. Bummer. Yeah, that's all. Okay, signing off. I'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.